Welcome to my new YouTube channel, All In Gardening. My website with the same name has been around since 2019, but this year I decided it needs more than just blog posts and pictures. I'll be trying new seeds, new trays, and different gardening methods, so what better way to document than on video? My biggest experiment, and most expensive, is a growing dome from Arctic Acres, so stay tuned for the construction of it once the snow melts and the ground thaws. Until then, I'll be getting seeds started for veggies, herbs, fruit, and trees. That'll mostly be happening on my dining room table. As you can see, that's where I'm set up right now, because it's still too cold to put trays in my little greenhouse. My spare bedroom and my office will be plant central for the next couple of months, so it'll be interesting around here. Today I'm going to start some seeds in the Pro-Hex tray. I've never tried a tray like this, so it will be an interesting experiment to see how the plants perform. So what I'm going to do is get some soil in here. Oh, if you notice, the packs are definitely longer than the traditional seed trays. And if you look at the picture, it shows the difference as well, where the traditional ones, the seeds or the roots grow around in a circle, and in this tray they're supposed to grow downward, giving it a better root system. It's basically the same as the others, just a basic channel in the bottom. And I'm not sure what these arrows are. This is going to be definitely going to be interesting. And I'll read what it says on the box, just so you can have it, just so you have an idea of what it's supposed to do. Revolutionary hexagon cells encourage a better and stronger root system, minimizes transplant shock for seedlings, eliminates circular roots which stunt seedling development. How it works. The newly formed roots of a seedling are in search of water. When a root hits the wall of the hex cell, it shoots straight down. Root after root will find the walls and shoot downward versus going in a circular pattern. So that'll be interesting. So I will get started on filling my tray. Of course, I didn't get any seeds ready to drop into it, but that'll be in a minute. And this potting mix I have isn't, it's not ideal for this, but it's all I have right now, so I'm gonna give it a shot anyway. We'll see what happens. Like I said, it's an experiment, and gardening in itself can be an experiment. And every year is not the same as the previous one. And I'll try not to get too much potting soil all over my table. Yeah, there are some lumps, as you can see, some lumps in this. Oh, my lighting is horrible. My apologies. There are some lumps in this soil, so I'll just set them off to the side here. And there's some roots. Like I said, this isn't the ideal potting mix, but you work with what you got, and this is all I have. Fill these. Get in the frame here. As I said, this will all be going in my office and my spare room, which is both of those rooms face south. So, and they have huge windows, so they will be getting the most light, the most heat during the day. More twigs. This is actually a planter box mix that I bought, I believe last spring. So, like I said, it's not ideal for what I need, for what I'm using it for, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to have more soil on my table than in my tray, it looks like. And I did dump some water in this a while back. Have it in the container. Actually, no, this one isn't this one is not, I lied to you. This is not a planter box mix. This one was a cheap one from, I believe I got it at Dollarama. It says it's for tropical indoor plants, but maybe that's why the extra twigs and things in the mix. Planter box mix is what I've got for the next set of trays and little grow bags that I bought. So that'll be, the grow bags will be another video. I just want to concentrate on this one right now. So we'll see what we can get done here. So it should be, it's definitely interesting. And I probably should have laid plastic down on my table. Well, I haven't started much for seeds for a number of years now. I've either bought bedding plants or just direct seeded into my garden beds. In 2022, I moved into a new place, so I had to basically start all over with the gardens. There was no garden space. My property is 2 acres, and I want to say well over an acre of that is lawn, or was lawn. I made some changes already, but nothing too significant yet. Here, I'm just pushing down the soil so I know where I need to add more. But yeah, there's not much for garden beds or garden space. In 2023, yeah, 2023, I had a spot dug up, like rototilled, and it turned out it was one of the rockiest spots in my yard. So I planted fruit trees in there. I have some Saskatoons, goji berries, raspberries, planted rhubarb there, asparagus, gooseberries, I believe. I've put in a cherry tree. And that's just the things I remember off the top of my head. Some of them survived. The Saskatoons didn't. Well, a few of them bloomed last year, but they didn't do overly well. I didn't really get any berries, but that could be just because they were going through transplant shock. One was a tree I had purchased at a greenhouse, and the other ones were just wild Saskatoons that I dug up from around the yard. So I'm not sure we'll see what happens this year. So that space with all the rocks and whatnot is going to stay as my little orchard. Last fall I had another spot dug up for things like potatoes and some other root crops because I find they didn't do well for me in strawberry garden. That was probably my error. I'm not faulting the system at all. It often ends up it's just user error, operator error. Just I didn't let the bales condition as quickly or as well as I should have. So last year I had my 2 raised beds on the south side of my house. I had strawberries in one, and I had herbs in another. So we'll see how some of the perennial ones overwintered. I'm not expecting much at all, to be honest with you. But well, we'll see. Like I said, it's an experiment. Every year is a new year. There's a learning curve. Everything's different. And this year I'm planting more myself because I would like to have a little backyard greenhouse operation where I can sell some plants and hopefully sell some of the veggies I grow this year. Okay, we've got a few things sticking out here. All right, now I'm just going to pause this for a quick minute, and then I'm going to go find some seeds that and get my plant labels, because I wasn't thinking far enough ahead. And we'll plant some seeds and label them and see what happens from there. Okay, so you will see that I've got all my labels in already. I picked my seeds, and I'm sparing you the boredom of watching me write out the labels. So I'm going to start with the seeds. I'm going to go from left to right. I've got my alyssum. And some of these seeds are quite old. I've had them for a number of years. So this is going to be a nice little trial to see how viable they still are. And I'm going to do 6 cells of each kind. And I think I'll overseed just a little bit just because of the age of the seeds. Of course, the alyssum are quite little, so we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna get a lot in there. If they all germinate, I'm gonna have a lot of alyssum this year. Got those done, and I'll cover the soil later. I'll cover the seeds afterwards after I'm done. The next one, I've got a large cherry tomato. These seeds are a little easier to handle. And yes, and these are also older ones. So I think I'll do a couple seeds per cell for these. Let's see. So I'm hoping they do well. I don't use a lot of tomatoes, but I have family and friends that do like them. A few years ago, I actually planted a bunch of tomatoes, and you can read more about that experience on my website. And I didn't think the seed was very good, so I planted several, or seeded several. And at the end of it all, I ended up with a lot of tomato plants. Okay, I've got a couple extras here, so I'm just going to drop 3 into a couple of them. So that's the tomatoes. Next, I'm going to try Brussels sprouts. I've never grown Brussels sprouts before. Not successfully anyway. My seed package is open, but that doesn't mean anything. And here again, because the seed is older, I'm going to overseed. These are a little easier to work with than some of the other ones. They're tiny still. We'll see what happens. I'm not expecting much, so I think if I get a lot of germination, then it's going to be a win. And if I don't, then it will be a huge disappointment. Some of these have to go back in the package, so I don't want to put too many in there. Okay, next is petunias. And petunias are also something I haven't started from seed before, so. And this package is dated 19, I believe it says packed for 1997, or maybe it's 1987. I really can't tell because of the stamp on the back. So we'll see. Don't have many of these, so we'll start with putting one in each one for now. Oops. Put one and I put two in that one. Well, maybe we'll get away with two. I may as well use up this seed and no point putting 3 seeds back in the package. Yeah, there's not much. This looks like it's, I believe it's pelleted seed as well. Okay, I think that's it. Just dropping a little bit of stuff there. I think it's more seed casing than anything else. All right, so next is the arugula. This is the seed that actually the first time I tried it was last year, and I had it in my hydroponics system. And it did okay until something happened with the, I'm not sure if my house shifted or it got bumped or what happened, but here's the arugula seed. The water was no longer going to all levels of the unit, so of course I didn't realize it until it was too late. And I lost spinach, arugula. I had some leeks growing. Bok choy I tried. That one I wasn't a huge fan of. The little bit that I did get. It was something new to try last year, and I may give it a shot again this year. I'm not sure. All right, next is Italian sweet basil. And basil is a good pest deterrent too out in the garden, so it's nice to interplant it with things like tomatoes and peppers. And this seed also is an older seed. Price tag on it says $1.79, so we know that's not any time recent. The seeds have gone up considerably in price. But it's still, if you can grow your own garden, it's definitely cheaper to invest some money in seeds than to shop at the grocery store, because, and then you know you're getting fresh as well. There's nothing quite like having produce straight out of the garden. It hasn't been sitting in some warehouse for months. It hasn't been sprayed with all the chemicals to preserve it and pesticides. And so the next one are the garlic chives. I haven't had much success with these guys, but again, it's something I'm going to try one more time. Onion chives I've done all right with, but these guys not so much. I'm going to put 2 or 3 in each cell. I wish they need to not fall so close together. And here again, the seed is older, so I'm gonna overseed. They are Mackenzie seeds though, and Mackenzie is a reputable company, so I think we should be okay. Next are the bell peppers. I put some bell peppers in my little AeroGarden hydroponic unit a couple of weeks ago, so I guess just over a week ago. But they haven't germinated yet, so I'm going to try them in soil, and I believe it was from this package as well. So we'll see how it goes. These are, I'm not sure what the age of these seeds is. There's no, oh, these are a little newer. They're from 2021, so they should be a little more viable than what some of the other ones may be. I'm going to drop 2 in each one as well. As soon as they start growing, I can thin them or transplant them. Oops, that one's got 3. That's okay. Got the extras back in the package. Now my next one is cilantro, which you can use fresh, or you can, once it flowers and the seeds dry, it's coriander, which is nice for, which is a good addition for your pickling spice, actually. It is quick to bolt, in my experience. So, actually, that was one of the, well, this is very many years ago. I had a sunroom in a house we were living in. So I was all excited about starting my own garden and starting seeds, and I had coriander in there, or cilantro, I guess. That's why. And it bolted rather quickly because it was so hot in there. And I was a little lax in my watering of it, so that was one of my earlier gardening experiences, starting things from seed. I always helped my grandparents in their garden, but they've both been gone a long time, so it's been many, many years since I've done that. Okay, the next one is the Velia. Should have been showing you the packages all along. This is the purple one. I'm not even sure how many seeds are in here. Here again, it looks like I've tried to grow from seed, but I don't remember actually ever having success with them. Oh, these are just itty bitty seeds. So what I'm going to do with these guys is I'm just gonna give it a little shake. Perhaps if they'll come out of there. And we're gonna hope for the best for these guys. Don't believe there's gonna need to be much covering of the seed for these because they are so light. But I'll have the dome on it as well, so they shouldn't dry out. Next is Gypsophilia. And this one's a perennial. I love, and it's baby's breath. I really love I really like this one. It's one that I've grown before, and I had good luck with it. I had a huge plant. I think some have gone in there. It's kind of hard to see them. I'll be going back on my video to see if seeds went into every cell. We're getting some seeds rolling in there. Oops, that one I know there's several of them in, but that's okay. There again, old package. This package was dated, well, copyright on the package itself says 1984. So that alone could be an interesting one. And one of my favorites is the marigold. Marigolds are great for also pest control. This is the easiest seed to handle because it is a lot bigger than the other. Oh, and because it's also older seed, I'm just going to drop a couple into each cell. The marigolds are very prolific. They will self-seed. I had a flower bed a couple of years ago, and I planted one marigold plant, and by the end of summer I had 3 or 4 in the same bed, so it was nice to see. All right, there we go. The rest can go in the package. And I will cover up the seeds in a bit. I will put the dome on and I'm going to move them into my office, but I can't take you with me because my camera is on a tripod and my microphone is strapped to my shirt with a cord, so I'll have a big disaster if I try moving anything with. So thank you for watching. And if you like what you see, please click on the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. And I will be adding more videos over the next while. So there's a few other things that I've purchased that I'm going to try out. Maybe in my next video I'll just take you on a little tour of my of my plants in my office and my spare room, what I've got growing and what I'm attempting. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.